I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's someone on my bed." The doctors told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moments, though, when he felt his cold fingers brush across his phantom hand. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would have been this lonely, I would have cremated instead. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, to your right, under the bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. I woke up to hear knocking on the glass. At first I thought it was from my window, until I heard it coming from the mirror again. They celebrated their first successful cryogenic freezing. He had no way of letting them know that he was still conscious. She wondered why they were casting two shadows. After all, there was only one single light bulb. I sat on my shelf, with thoughtless porcelain eyes and the pinkest, prettiest doll dress I could find. Why did she have to be born still? The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor. There was a picture on my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. I just saw my reflection blink. I'm working the night shift alone tonight. There's a face in the cellar staring at the security camera. They delivered the mannequins in bubble wrap. From the main room, I begin to hear popping. You woke up. She didn't. She asked me why I was breathing so heavy. I wasn't. You get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. Day 312. Internet still not working. You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone. I kiss my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in a padded room and the nurses tell me that I was just dreaming. You're laying in the bed with your feet dangling out of the corners. You feel a hand grab your feet. The funeral attendees never came out of the catacombs. Something locked the crypt door from the inside. My wife woke me up last night to tell me that there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like a hammering woke me up. I could barely hear the muffled sound of the dirt covering my coffin over my own screams. The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there. You hear your mom calling into the kitchen. As you are heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, "Don't go down there, honey." I heard it too. I was stoned, and Taco Bell was closed. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. Nurse's note. Born 7 pounds 10 ounces, 18 inches long, 32 fully formed teeth, silent, always smiling. She went upstairs to check on her sleeping toddler. The window was open and the bed was empty. The longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin. "I can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in. You hear the scream across the hallway, but your eyes won't open and you can't move. Being the first to respond to a fatal car accident is always the most dramatic thing I see as a police officer. But today, when the crushed body of the little dead child, strapped in his car seat, opened his eyes and giggled, I tried to peel him out of the wreckage. I immediately knew that day was the last day on the force. I looked out my window, and the stars are all gone. I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She was always fixated on my face. Until one day, when I realized she was looking just behind me. The pairs of eyes outnumbered the single round in my gun. With the pleading tears falling on her tallest hair, I pointed the barrel at my last surviving daughter. My sister said that Mommy killed her. Mommy said I didn't have a sister. As he pulled the trigger and the bullet entered my brain, my worst fear came true. I survived. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her rotting nails through my chest. Her other hand muffled my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved that it was a dream. But as I saw the alarm clock read 12:06, that's when I heard my closet door creak open. A nice man in the van with a puppy and candy seemed so excited to give me a ride home when I told him that my little brother was there alone waiting for me. I'd feel bad about lying to him, but my family told me to bring home dinner, and those types of humans are easy to catch. After struggling desperately to move any part of his paralyzed body, just to alert them that he was still conscious before they did the first incision, he was relieved to see that one of the nurses had noticed, his pupils dilating from the bright light. She leaned in close, and in a whisper that tickled his ear said, "You think we don't know you're awake?" I woke up to the sound of a baby monitor crackling with a voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife, sleeping next to me. I took my ex-girlfriend bowling after a breakup to clear our heads. Thanks to her, I got a strike on my first roll, but the game ended there, once her head got lodged in the ball return. The boy slid a mask on and sneered. "I don't see what's scary about this mask." The mask maker grinned. "That's because you haven't tried to take it off yet." "Don't forget to kiss your mother goodbye," my father said. As we headed out the door, But I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to kiss that bloody mass. All that was left of her head. In all of the time that I've lived in this house, I swear to God, I've closed more doors than I've opened. Hey guys, I know this isn't really one of my usual type of videos, but I've really been wanting to try one of these and see how it does. I keep on getting told that with my voice that these would actually be pretty good. So, make sure to let me know down in the comments if you like these. If not, make sure to let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to turn on those post notifications. I've got a couple of news stories coming out that are a lot longer. So, hope you're ready for that. Make sure to tune in on Sunday, because I have a really good... I lost what I was saying. A really good video coming out. But with that being said, make sure to check out the links to the description. Twitter, Instagram, everything's down there. But with that being said, stay safe, stay scary, and I'll see you in the next one.